it's ready. Yeah. What's up, Dallas Cowboy Nation? It's your boy G from Jersey. And
Man, it's your boy G from the ATL, baby. What's up, G?
listen, man, Dallas Cowboy Nation, we doing something new for y'all, man. As you can tell by G's background, this is our first episode with the Nothing But a G Thing podcast, folks. We decided to link up and see if we could bring y'all some energetic, real, fun content and give y'all the real deal, man. What we think, what our opinion is, and let us know how y'all like it in the comments, how we can be better. Again, this is our first episode together, and we've been thinking about this, for a few weeks now. We follow each other, always positive, when me and G kick it. And, I got on this Twitter thing a couple years ago, and G Wright has been one of the real ones on there, always showing support, always showing love, man. Yo, G, man, what? Give me your background on the Cowboys, man. How did you become a Cowboys fan?
Man, I've been a Cowboys fan. I'm 51 now, man. So I've been a Cowboys fan since the late 70s.
Wow.
And jumped on with my brother and I. He's a Pittsburgh fan.
Oh,
and we
had that rivalry.
That rivalry, man, our entire life. So we lived all over the world, military brat. And one day, Monday Night Football was on. I was sitting with my dad. My brother was sitting with us, and we started watching the game. Didn't have a team at the time, and my brother was like, "Man, I like that team in the black and gold. I like that." I was like, "Oh, really? Well, okay. I like that team in the blue and silver." So I've been a Cowboy fan ever since, man. That if you're a Cowboys fan, you've probably been a Cowboy fan all your life. Like it's more than just a team liking, man. It's a lifestyle.
That's the key right there. Lifestyle, man.
It's a lifestyle, man. It's to the point, man. I named my youngest daughter Dallas.
Wow.
So I'm in this thing, man. And it's Cowboys for life always, baby. So that's how I got involved with it, man. How about you?
So my sister, who passed away in 2000 from cancer, she was a University of Miami football fanatic, man. And during the Jimmy Johnson and Michael Irvin run at Miami, she really, really, like, that was the beginning of her fandom for the Miami Hurricanes. So obviously Michael gets drafted to the Cowboys. Then Jimmy, becomes the coach of the Cowboys. And the first Super Bowl, 92, during the dynasty era, that before that game, I didn't, I was 7 years old, and she looks at me and she goes, "From now on, you're a Dallas Cowboys fan." Because, we had folks at the house, and
right.
It was like, all right, cool. I had no comprehension of what football really was at the time. We played it outside and all that stuff, but as far as watching the game, right, and having a team. Now, mind you, I grew up in the projects in Jersey City, and in my projects, remember, the Giants at the time, they were good. They were coming off of the LT era, right? Bill Parcells era. And then I had a bunch of San Francisco 49ers fans, because the 49ers were the team before the Cowboys got it going. So I had Giants, Jets, 49ers, Raiders, obviously, Steelers. But my sister was a Cowboy fan because of the Miami Hurricane run. And ever since that, man, obviously we won 3 during a 4-year span. And I've endured the 30 years without one. And then I was able to go to my first game as an adult when I was my first time being able to purchase a ticket. And my first game was at the Link, the Cowboys versus the Eagles.
Okay.
And we got dog walked. But everybody before that game was like, "Oh, you crazy. You can't go to the Lincoln because of the Eagles fans." I'm like, bro, this is my first Cowboy game.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is my first game. I don't care what they say.
Right.
But I've been a Cowboy fan, since 92. But it was inherited. And it's been a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And but you do it for real, G. You
Oh yeah.
you go on the road. You you
Yeah.
follow the team on the road. You was just there.
Yeah. This
Tell me how
past
your
weekend.
weekend was, man. How was the
Oh
weekend?
man, it was a great weekend amongst Cowboys fans. Of course, we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but anytime you go see your boys, man, it's always a good time. And let me tell you, man, it's hard going. I love our Cowboys fans. I love them all over. I'm seriously disappointed, man, in the Cowboy fans in Dallas, though.
AT&T, the worst.
AT&T Stadium it's too bougie, man.
Yeah.
It's too bougie. It's not a football
Mm-mm.
stadium. Everybody's in awe of the stadium, so you don't really get the full feel of what a football game is like in the Cowboy Stadium because
You get
it's
on
so
the road,
big.
though, G.
It,
On the road,
on the road is where you
fans,
feel it
like,
at. It's where you feel it
oh
at, man.
man, bro.
And that's why I love to go on the road and follow the Cowboys as well, man.
Now that
Because
makes sense.
yeah, because you really get the feel of the Cowboys fans that
100%.
that are real Cowboys fans.
100%.
I'm not saying the ones that are in Dallas aren't real Cowboy fans, but they tell you to sit down while you're watching the game, that type of stuff. Is that they cheer when we're on offense, and like, what are y'all doing? so
and you know what's crazy, G? What's crazy is that Texas is a football state.
Yes,
It's like it's a breeding ground, right?
Yes.
And you figured they'd have it figured out. Like when the offense is out there, control yourself. When the defense is out there, let's go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We need home field advantage. But you're 100%. My first experience at AT&T was in I want to say 2009. I went for at the time, I ain't gonna go. The Commanders were at Dallas, and that was my first experience. And obviously in awe of the stadium, right?
Yeah.
But immediately I got like where's our pride at, right? Like, what are we doing here? And then I try to go back to Dallas once a year, and I'm disappointed every single time because it's a roller coaster, right? It's too quiet for me during the game, and then somebody scores, and of course we get loud. It's 100,000 of us in there,
right?
It's 100,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
But on the road, I've been to the Cowboys games in Minnesota. I've been to obviously Philadelphia. Been to Atlanta, Washington, and the Cowboys fans that show up on the road, 100%. 100%. We live it. It's like, it's a different crowd, G.
It definitely is, man. Definitely is. And so I want to get to Minnesota. I want to see that crowd there in Minnesota. I want to see the skull. I want to see, and I love, like you said, I love the Cowboy fans that go on the road. And I know we got some mutual friends as well, man, that go on the road on a regular, like the
Twitter fam, man.
Twitter
I call it La
family,
Familia because and me and you were talking, before we went live right now, and we got some really good folks on Twitter. We got some really positive folks, and man, Fred Jones, Cuts by Jones, he made me laugh with that post. He said, "Yo, I seen you driving by, yell at us, but I ain't see you afterwards, man." Him and Mark, they was like, "Yo, G, where you going, man?" And what happened there, G? What happened?
So I went to the game with my pass. I brought my pass. He'd never been to a game, so he's like, "Man, I would love to go to the game with you." And so I said, "All right, man." So took him up there with me, man. So we went golfing first.
Okay.
So we went and golfed right around the corner from the stadium, and so on our way, I said, "Well, let's go see," because we rented an electric car, an electric Tesla. So I said, "Well, let's go see if we can find a parking spot in the area, or see if they have any places to plug your car up to in front." And I said, and then we'll go back to the hotel, get changed up, washed up and stuff, and then we'll come on back out. So while we was coming down the street,
you seen him.
Collins, I seen him.
Lot 10.
Lot 10 is where it's at. So I said, "Oh man, I think we coming to lot 10." And right across from lot 10 is Walmart. Correct. So and we wanted to go to Walmart to, my pastor didn't have no gear, so I want to get him some gear as well, man. So as I'm passing by, I said, "I think this is lot 10. I said, "Slow down right here, Pastor. Hold on, slow down. And what do I see? Fred and Mark out there.
You see the crew, man.
I'm seeing the crew, man. Roll my windows down. hey, Mark,
Yo, Fred said G ain't stopped. He said I seen a car driving by. I thought it was G, but he ain't come back.
look, the cops are right behind me. Yeah, the cops are right
Oh
behind me,
man.
man. So we slowed down, but we didn't want to slow down too much. We didn't want to get pulled over.
I got
So,
you,
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's what happened.
Listen, man, but yeah, we got some really, really good folks, on Twitter that is always love when we see each other in person. And it's crazy that we don't see each other, right? But once or twice a year at Cowboys games, if we're there together, and the feeling is like, yo, like I know this person, right? And I feel so comfortable like around, right? Like I don't know if you've experienced that, but I had the opportunity to meet Fred Jones this year, Mikey Tags, right? And and my boy Drew. So shout out to Drew. He's a season ticket holder from Jersey, right?
Okay.
And last year we linked up over the summertime. He's like, "Yo, G, you want to go to a game a year? Like, we'll hit one up, me and you together, because he goes every home game." And even that is like crazy to me. Like, we from the same state, 3 hours away from each other, and through Twitter, he's like, "Yo, I got season tickets. If you want to go to a game, like let's ride." And bro, it's like we met at the airport for the first time in person, and it was just dope. G, it was dope.
Yeah.
And meeting the our Twitter fam in person, it's genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the exact word, man. Very genuine. Very genuine. All of them. And I'll Jay Tuck, very genuine dude, man. I know he be on Twitter beefing with a lot of folks.
Everybody.
But the dude is cool as a fan, man. You meet him in person. Like you said, Mike Tag, my guy Armando, 21.
Oh, Armando's a good one too, man.
He's a good one, man. I met him in Arizona.
Wow.
Didn't even know him. And he was like, "Gee, it's Friday," because on TikTok he's doing it's Friday all the time. And so and now like hey man, anytime we together, like you said, it feels like we've known each other for a lifetime, man.
You don't feel weird. You don't feel weird like, yo, I don't know this person. It's we went for the Giants game this year, week 2, and I met Cuts for the first time at Texas Live, and we were watching the Canelo fight, Crawford, and Jesse Holly was there. Shout out to Jesse, the homie.
That's my dog. I love Jesse.
Yeah, and he was there, and I introduced Cuts to Jesse and Drew, and they got to experience that because I had I knew Jesse from before. And they got to experience that, and then Cuts made them the cut for hanging with the boys and all that other stuff. And that's what it's about. It's about sharing experiences, man. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's about growing outside of Twitter. Because listen, we don't know where we can help each other out outside of Twitter and outside of Dallas, right? And that's what it's all about. But listen, man, let's get into this Dallas Cowboys season.
Yes, sir.
G.
Yes, sir.
Monster move yesterday, G. Woo! G, we got a dog, baby.
Woo! Talk to me about this dog you talking about, bro.
G, we landed not potentially. He's one of the top 4, 5 defensive tackles.
I say 3. I'm with you. I say he top 3.
We landed Quinnen Williams via trade, G. How you feel, G? I ain't even gonna talk about the other cat now.
Logan can wait.
Let's talk about Quinnen for a little bit. Let's talk about Quinnen. How you feel, G?
Man, look here. I've never been so excited about a loss until we got Quinnen Williams. When we picked up Quinnen Williams, and if y'all don't know, y'all make sure y'all follow my guy G from Jersey on Twitter, man, because he's one of the first ones who was out there calling for this to happen. Not yesterday, not the day before, not a month ago, not a year ago. This man has been talking about this like 4 or 5 years ago, man. He was talking about Quinnen Williams coming to the Cowboys. So this is not just a dog, but he is what I compare to what Michael Parsons was. Like they don't play the same position, but the impact that he's going to have is going to be that of a Michael Parsons, because you cannot leave this man one-on-one.
No.
this man is he's going to get double teamed.
Oh yeah,
which is going to free everybody else up. The same stuff that happened when Michael was here. So that impact is going to have the same impact for our Donovan Ezeraku over there now, who is actually starting to play much better. Kenny Clark, Osa, and then we all see what's happening over there, Jadeveon Clowney now that he's getting his reps up. Yes, so, man, this was a huge pickup, man. Excited about it. I know it seems late for some people, but if you look at our division, we're still not out of it in our division, man. So
we're gonna touch on that, man.
Yeah.
In a few minutes. But G, you know what you just said, that it seems late. That's the part that bothers me more than anything, because with 3-5-1, that's real, right? Like we gotta call a spade for spade, right?
Right.
And I think that this is my opinion. I think the Cowboys dug themselves in a hole that was getting ready to potentially happen. Is going to be, we're going to feel the effects of the first half of the season, right? I'm talking about the loss to Philadelphia week 1, where you played your best game of the season, and then CD decides to have the drops in the fourth quarter, right?
Right.
That loss. And then you lose to Carolina the way that you did, right? That, to me, granted, we just got Quentin Williams, and I like to call those kinds of players, they're game changers, because you can't run the same offense out there now that you were running last week against the Cowboys, all right?
Correct.
Quentin Williams, via trade, is automatically the Dallas Cowboys' best player on defense. And that's crazy to me, right?
Right.
That you literally had to just trade for somebody and he automatically is your best player. You know, like you mentioned, I watch more than a lot of Jets games, a lot of Giants games, because I'm in the area.
Right.
And Quentin Williams, you could tell right away that he was different from everybody else. He changes the game on defense. His teams haven't been good. And people have been crucifying him over the last 24 hours. Oh, he didn't win anything with the Jets. Folks, football is a team sport, right? You can have the best receiver in the game, but if his quarterback and his offensive line, Jamar Chase with the Bengals right now, Jamar Chase is either 1 or 1A wide receiver in a game of football. The Bengals defense is ridiculous, right? They're scoring the same amount of points as the Cowboys, but they can't win. So Quentin Williams has always been a game changer, in my opinion, to the point that 3 years ago I mentioned on Twitter, I said, yo, we should offer Zach Martin, because I saw the decline in Zach Martin coming, right? He wasn't getting younger. And I said, trade Zach, and people call me crazy. Oh, you nuts? Zach Martin is a haul. I said, yeah, but you have an opportunity to get somebody that's 25, 24 years old that's getting ready to change the outlook of your whole defense. But this move right now is getting ready to help Osa and Kenny Clark, like you mentioned. Kenny Clark, when he was with Green Bay, he had Rashawn Gary next to him, G.
Right.
And Rashawn Gary is a dude, and people don't watch him because he plays in Green Bay. But Kenny Clark played his best football next to Rashawn Gary. He's getting ready to have somebody better than Rashawn Gary and Quentin Williams next to him, G.
That's what you want. That's what you want. To offenses and teams their success relies on the trenches, and we've struggled in the trenches for many years.
No doubt.
I don't think we've been good in the trenches since what, Jay Ratliff? Like, I mean, it's
as a whole. We've always had individual guys,
as a whole, right? We've never had a really, and especially a D tackle.
No.
Like we've never had that. So
they didn't take the position seriously, G. They never took D tackle seriously until they made the trade for. And remember, this is what a lot of people forget. Quentin Williams was the number one option for the Cowboys when they were shopping Micah. So when Jerry Jones said, I'm trading Micah, he called the Jets first.
He called the Jets first. He called them first. Don't let people say he didn't try. He was trying. He was trying to do this before. It was a timing thing. And again,
Jerry Jones is a deadline makes deals kind of.
Absolutely.
That's how he maneuvers, right? I'm gonna offer you $50. I know that thing costs 100, but I'm gonna offer you 50. When you need that 50, you're gonna come back to me and say, "Yo, let me get the 50." And that's how Jerry, he maneuvers. And listen, this move is going to help Dallas for the future. Next year, they have their guy up front, right? I would love for them to bring Kenny Clark back next year. I don't know if they will, because he's scheduled to make $21 million next year. It's going to be up to Kenny Clark whether he takes the restructured deal at a lower number, right? And then the second part is, what kind of defense are you going to run out there unless you're able to move either a Kenny Clark, they can release him, or a Osa and say, all right, we're going to bring these three guys back. I think they have to change it to a 3-4 because it's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense, man. Logan Wilson, what you think about Logan Wilson?
So I don't know too much. I just started some film study on Logan Wilson, man. I'm actually on the first game against Cleveland. So I haven't got deep enough on him to see, but just from what I'm hearing from everybody else, I'm hearing that the guys, see ball, go get ball. He's a little more he understands what he's seeing a little more than what we're seeing with our guy Kenneth Murray right now. So I think Kenneth may be playing out of position a little bit. I think that green dot is too much for him. I think he's thinking way too much. But so from the first, like I said, I'm still in the first part of the Cleveland game. From what I've seen, man, he does attack. I mean, he does attack. So I'm like your guy Jesse Holly, man, like white guy with the with
the messed up nose.
Look, I'm all for it, bro.
Man. So G, I circled Logan Wilson's name back in September after week 2 or 3. And I started to look at rosters at guys that could help us at linebacker, right? The number one guy that I had circled right away was Jordan Brooks from Miami, because Jordan Brooks is a tackle machine. He's either 1, 2, or 3 in tackles every single year. But the second guy that I targeted at linebacker was Logan Wilson. And it is because he is a secure tackler, right? He's somebody that if he puts his hands on you, he's not going to miss many tackles after that. Comparison, I saw somebody compare him today to LVE. I don't think he's LVE. He's not that, right? And a lot of people are bashing Logan Wilson today because he got benched. He didn't get benched. It was
not because of his play.
Not because of his play. It's because they wanted the rookies. They wanted those the guys that they just drafted. They wanted those guys to play. And if you watch the interviews like I did of the guys that they have playing, those young guys, they all speak about Logan Wilson's availability to them. And they were sad that Logan got dealt, because they're like, yo, Logan Wilson was teaching us about so much more than the game. He's the guy that we could call after film and say, yo, what did you see here? And he was working with us, right? And you knocked the nail on the head. Kenneth Murray, he can't play as many snaps as he's been playing. The film that I've watched on Kenneth Murray, I get so upset because I see wide receivers blocking them 10 yards downfield. And if you follow guys, the beat writers, they mention Kenneth Murray is the first guy that you want getting off of the bus because of the way he looks.
The way he looks,
a freak of nature, right? Yeah. But I'm thinking he's more of a finesse guy right now than an actual,
thumper.
Come on, man. And you played linebacker, Kenneth Murray, right? You had an opportunity with the Dallas Cowboys to put yourself in another tier and for the world to say, yo, Kenneth Murray is a dude. But what you've done this year, you've made plays here and there. Like, I'm not going to say you haven't made plays, but it's not consistent. It hasn't been consistent. The linebacker position for the Cowboys, massive disappointment this year. I don't know, with Sanborn and Murray, I was excited coming into the year. I said, man.
Me too. Both of them were leading tacklers. We know Sanborn, he played some special teams, but they said that man was a tackler there in Chicago. So yeah,
played for Eberflus.
Yeah,
for
Eberflus. He knows the system. And what is Eberflus good at? His linebackers.
Linebackers.
And so to see the fall off in both of them is really, really shocking from what I expected. Yeah, disappointing, very disappointing, man.
So G, we're 3-5-1 right now, right? We're 3-5-1. Pardon me. 3-5-1, and we made the Quentin Williams trade. We made the Logan Wilson trade. We're gonna get Overshown back, baby. We got Overshown. He'll be back in 10 days, G.
Yes, sir.
And then you got Siobhan Ravel is finally gonna make his debut. I can't get as excited because I don't know. I'm excited for Overshown because I'm thinking what I seen him do last on the football field. Siobhan Ravel, just be a ball player, please, right? Please. Right. I'm not gonna put too much on your plate right now. But you get those guys back, right? So your defense is now going to add a defensive tackle, 2 linebackers, and a corner. And your defense was depleted the last 2 weeks. We know that it's a steep hill to climb because you do have. I got to give them. Listen, Philly is Philly. They've won the games that they're supposed to win. There
you go.
But
like always.
They do. I'm not. You got to call it what it is, right? But Philadelphia. Right now, they have to play the Packers, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Bears, the Chargers, the Raiders, Commanders, the Bills, the Commanders. I went through the schedule before, and listen, I'm being a fan. I said the Cowboys have to be 7-1 the rest of the way, right? And the Cowboys don't have an easy schedule, right? We all know it's tough. You got to play Kansas City. You got to play Detroit, right? You got to play Philadelphia. You got to play the Chargers.
Minnesota.
So, but you think as a fan, you say, yo, we got to go 7-1. We got a shot, right? And then you look at Philly and the Packers, the Lions, the Cowboys, right? The Chargers, the Bears. Is it possible? And the Bills. That's 6 games that's going to be. Is it possible that the Cowboys make a run for the postseason?
Absolutely. And I don't know what's going on with our offense right now. I think we'll get it together. And I do want to ask you a question about that as we go on. But with our offense being as explosive as it can be, I believe every one of those games that we talked about are winnable games for us because of our offense.
Yeah.
And we've always worried about what our defense can do, what our defense can bring. I believe now that our defense is at least 5 to 6 points better than what we have been. And that's all we need to be.
That's it.
That's all we need to be. So absolutely, I believe our boys can make a run for it. And I'm like you, man. I'm the optimist, so I'm always I'm gonna find a way to make us be in the hunt. But but realistically, man, we're not out of it. That's the crazy thing, because even if you look at Philly, they're winning these games, but they're not playing great ball either.
They haven't been playing great ball all year, but they've been winning.
But they've been winning.
You want Dallas to do what Philly's doing, right?
That's right.
We're struggling, but we're winning, right? And what the reason I think that Philly is playing the way that they're playing and they've had that success is because they have the veteran core group that knows how to get it done at the end of the day, right? I think that Dallas offensively had an identity, but I think defensively they had no identity. There was 0 leaders on that side of the football, right? One of the longest tenured guys was Trayvon Diggs, and Trayvon Diggs has been a roller coaster emotionally this year, right? Michael Parsons, the training, right? He's always been that way, and he couldn't be your leader on the defensive side. Osa, you've never. I don't know what Osa sounds like, to be honest with you, right? Because he's giving interviews, but you've never heard Osa being a vocal guy, right? Kenny Clark is a new guy on the team, right? Jadeveon Clowney is a mercenary, right? He's going to be somewhere else next year. That's just the way that it is. Who has been your defensive leader? So on that side of the ball, I said early in the year on Twitter, I said, this is perfect for Matt Eberflus because he's the leader, right? You're the D coordinator. You don't have a leader on that side. This is my defense, right? I'm going to be the one leading the charge. But he's been a disaster. He's been unable to make adjustments and say we need to tweak this so that we're doing that. And the personnel has been bad, right? This call it what it is. The personnel hasn't been good, G.
Right. Yeah. And I think I think he has tried different things, but I think he gets all right. That didn't work. I'm going back to what I was doing. I don't think he gives other things a chance. Yep. So, like, I think we played man 2 weeks ago against the Commanders, you know, and we saw what we was able to do. And then the next game we go back against Denver and we play a bunch of zone.
Yeah.
You know, where we've struggled all year long with it. And so I think things like that he gets a little bullheaded with. But I've watched him put players in position to make plays.
Yeah.
And our players, you know, they go rogue and do exactly, you know, do what they want to do. The you know, Kenneth Murray's and Kaiser Elam. At one point, Donovan Wilson was doing the same thing, just doing what he wanted to do. So I think he's putting people in places to be successful, and then he's putting other people in places where they can't be successful. Yeah. Like why is Bale or Wilson when he was in? Why are they playing coverage back there?
You ain't lying.
I have no idea, man.
To me, it's been too long of an adjustment for him. Right? Like you need to have a plan, dog. Like you're a defensive coordinator in the NFL, right? Yeah. You got assistants that are supposed to be studying the opponent. You know what the opponent is going to come with. You know what you have personnel wise, right? Week 2, week 3, you already know. We at the beginning of the season, we didn't have the pressure defensive end. So you got to draw something else up. I can't say, you know, you're going to rush the passer. We're going to get set. That's not it. We don't got. I'm not going to mention his name no more. We don't have that anymore, right? Right. You know, after week 3, week 4, you know your linebackers are a liability. You got to draw something up. Yeah. But our personnel hasn't been good on the defensive side. What I think that the Cowboys are going to make the second half exciting. But I don't think we'll make the postseason at the end of the day. I think, you know, the wild card is out of reach because of the way that everybody else is playing. Yeah. You know, Carolina's playing ball. Chicago is playing ball. Those 2 teams beat us. And then you got the NFC West. Everybody's in contention, right? You just had the worst team, Arizona. They just embarrassed you in you know, at AT&T. I think we're too far in the hole. I do think that it's going to be second to last week, 17-18, and we're going to be like, yo, we got a shot. Yeah. But I just think that Philadelphia has put themselves in position to win the division. I think that going into next year, it's a building, right? We can build to next year, and I think we have we got momentum, and we were able to keep our 2 first-round picks, man. So it's like, man, you know. But G, this has been a great first episode, in my opinion, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Folks, like I said in the beginning, let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know, you know, we're going to clean this up for y'all, man. We're going to make things better. We'll get right to the point. We just wanted to introduce yourselves with the Nothing But a G Thing podcast, all right? So for episode 1, this is G from Jersey.
Man, this is G from the ATL, baby.
Listen, we'll catch y'all on the rebound, all right? Go Cowboys.
All day, baby. Cowboys for life.